Make it like simpler. You're up against Albert, dude. It's dangerous. And now we're into the drafting phase for game number 2. Could potentially be the final game of the day as well. So let's see what Na'Vi have to offer.
Okay. Let's go. The drafting phase presented by the official from a smartphone. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, Z Flip 7. Triple ban straight away. It's the same bans for Na'Vi, respecting the YSS, the Lancelot, and the 1-1 for EVOS.
Yep.
They're still the same, Juicin.
Let's go CC, first pick. CC first pick into Na'Vi. This time, please go for Granger instead. Play for Shive. That's a CC now. Would it be? I hope it's not Granger Farsa, because then it'll just be. Oh, actually, there's no Hilda on the other side for XP, so technically you could go Granger Farsa. You go Baksha against the CC, but yes, that was what we were saying. You know, an easier pick in the jungle. Okay, so they just go for an easier pick for Washapal, and then they still stick with the Farsa. It'll probably still be the Granger then for EVOS.
All right. I kind of like it. I feel like it's a bit more straightforward here. Fast maneuvers from the mid lane and the jungle. Good ganks as well. So even if they don't really get the best laning situations, they can kind of get involved there and kind of swing the balance in their team's favor.
And now for EVOS, they want to answer back. The Granger being picked up. The Gotcha is also a way to access the backline up against a Farsa, right? But the Baxia still needs answers though.
CC Gatot combo.
Granger Gatot as well.
Yep.
I believe it was RRQ who really liked going for those 2 early picks. Not quite sure the reasoning behind it here, by all means. But with the CC, I guess, CC and Granger, the Baxia, I don't know, man. I feel like the Baksha is still going to be quite tanky here. EVOS might need a bit more there to really seal the deal and be a real threat for Washapal, theoretically, on this Baksha.
Hey, pretty good. Aerith.
That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
To go up against a Granger, but level 4 will be a different story. Then the Granger can poke from back. But Na'Vi, will they ban out here? Mid lane, potential picks for Roundel. Maybe they ban out the Valentina?
I think it's the same. It's going to be Selena and last ban. Kadita and Selena last ban would probably be the choice for Na'Vi. Again, trying to give X-Magic some room in the mid lane. And it really does seem like for Na'Vi, they're setting up for a carry XP like a Lapu Lapu. And EVOS are not really into it. They're banning out still like, I would say more utility XPs. Uranus taking out the Arlet. Well,
Arlet, yeah.
Be good. I think the Arlet's actually pretty solid here against this composition.
The Arlet's still up for grabs for Na'Vi, but I think EVOS will try to sense it out, ban it out, try to close the window for a potential strong XP laner pick.
Yeah, we have to see what they want to put in the hands of Sorizo, right? Because, what they want to put against Sorizo technically. So I feel like the sustainable bans here for EVOS is just to make sure that Sorizo can get prio, right? Be a bit more dominant.
What's your command?
And Fanny, Na'Vi do not want it a second time.
They banned it themselves.
Yeah, they don't want Albert to get their hands, or EVOS to get their hands on the Fanny. Is Lapu going to be banned? Is Arlet going to be banned? Or are they just going to ignore both and ban out, what, a Roamer?
I love this
Franco. They want to take that combo away. The Baksha Franco. Now Na'Vi.
Na'Vi.
First move here. Alright. Is the Baksha flex, you think? Is it possible to be flexed at all? They did go for the Badang here. Debut pick. See which goes where, Mirko?
I think it's a roam Badang. I think they're setting up for a carry in XP.
Badang is a good pick, to be honest. Good setup as well. They stop the Gatot and CC in their tracks. A good combo is over the Farsa with the Feather Airstrike, and then you can go for the Fist Crack. And now EVOS. 2 last picks. What do they pick up for Roundel? I think a Valentina works again here.
Good ultimates available for sure. And the safety, the 2 dashes is going to be great to get away from the Baksha. No, Lilia actually. Even more AoE. Good way to really output more damage. It's kind of DPS-like from the middle, right? We've seen that being used to try and deal with the Baksha before. It's a solution we haven't seen for a while though, but Vedrin into the Baksha.
Yeah.
Limited region.
And you gotta, I mean, that's a lot of CC, right? I think Lapu, Arlet. Like Arlet, okay, well, can get chain CC by the Gatot and Frederick, so Lapu is a safer choice.
Whoa!
Hero. I understand
Signature hero.
It's a signature pick, yes, but it's also a winning lane against the CC.
Yep.
So they're trying their best to like win out Turtle 1 at Snowball. Oh, if they get a snowball, we might actually be seeing a 1-1 here. This isn't as easy to predict as game 1, Realize, and Arashi.
Understandable.
Hey, an equalizer might be on the board here. It really depends on how they execute.
This is what we talked about, right? Drafting a straightforward composition. Give them their favorite heroes. You know, Karsa special with the Paquito, and then you have Oshipal, and an easy-to-use jungler, right? With the box, you just roll around, put pressure on the counterpart. But hey, draft index for both teams here, slightly featuring EVOS now, but Na'Vi. It's all about their execution and snowballing in that first turtle like we mentioned. But now back to the land of Dawn. Will this be a 2-0 or a 2-1 end for both teams? It's EVOS up against Na'Vi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be interesting. With the Lilia for the side of EVOS here, will that be enough to kind of pressure off Na'Vi? Will it be enough to actually take down the Baksha? Let's see if Washapal can emulate some of that success that the Baksha had in game number 1.
What do you think about this matchup?
It's a good matchup. It's a win for the Paquito, especially early on. Because you just go for trades, and CC does well when the fights are kind of long. Washapal already trying to punish Albert, who went Impure Rage instead of Concussive Blast. Ooh. Again, it's so early from Washapal, these red trees. He's trying to predict the enemy red tree. And again, Albert didn't really have red tree, and it ends up being Albert picking up the camp even without red tree.
Did he get it, or did a shield thrown by
Albert got it.
Albert got it. Looks kind of close, man. Emblems by Game Snacks here. Well, Wilderness Blessing. Hang on a second.
He just walks up to the Baksha. Absolutely no respect for the anti-regen.
Ooh, Realize looking a bit concerned here.
That 2-0 prediction, Realize.
2-1, don't worry.
Oh, 2-1, you say?
Backtrack.
He's tracking back.
Retconning my decision.
Bradcon?
Retcon, yeah. But
Great superhero, Bradcon.
so far, EVOS, still not... We can't draw conclusions just yet, right? It's
of course.
losing his own body there in the first few minutes. The Washipal hits level 4, so now the anti-heal is there for them to take the fights, especially against the Gatot Kacha with the healing. But for EVOS, what is their win condition, Arashi?
Well, they want to go for a proper team fight and allow Albert to kind of sustain and prevent everyone. Oh, hang on a second, Cars already finding a way to the back, assassin style. Power wave.
No black shoes, Afro. Walking up to the airstrike coming down as well. Key gonna be taken. Whoa! Albert still wins the red tree battle. Washapal unable to even tap the red tree. It's a kill for the turtle, and EVOS find themselves in an okay spot.
It looked like a guaranteed win for Na'Vi there, especially with Cars already burning out the black shoes immediately. And somehow, some way, Na'Vi, they didn't get the 50-50. They are unable to punish more than a single kill towards the roam. EVOS, despite how that was looking, actually came out with like the best case scenario. And now they're still on track on their win condition. They want to keep this game kind of slow, steady, and allow their damage dealers to scale up and go crazy in the mid to late game.
We can see Na'Vi now exerting the pressure, all conceded by X-Magic. And Lan
Happy feet!
is like Neo from Matrix. Key goes into the taunt.
Oh, look at that damage though. Man, Roundel on the Lilia. Again, this is a hero we haven't seen in a long time.
Battery.
There's so much potential, but ooh, Washapal. Shoot away. Albert will be able to maintain his control over the jungle. Afro.
The take. He walks up. Erlan?
Wow, whoa.
Flicker for the Synchro Fission. A few moments of, I think, overthinking. Feathered airstrike to get the wave in the mid lane and also to poke Roundel too.
Well, Roundel is going to be half HP then. And again, there's nothing really going on here. So both teams are just farming away. And despite having the Baksha, right? The high mobility, the brawly, tanky, damage-dealing Baksha, Na'Vi are not really getting any value from it, right? Even with the dynamic engage provided by Afro on that Badang, they haven't really been able to find anything.
Flowing one, no. For X-Magic, again. Anti-heal is there. Key goes in for the gank, but Sive pops him on force.
Oh, pick again. No, Afro coming down with the shield immunity too. It's Key locked down, has the EOG and gets away as Erlan is able to dodge away from the shots. X-Magic gets himself to safety. Mars with the flank. Big resources spent. Shiva and X-Magic, no ultimate.
See how this goes, man. Na'Vi trying to find something. They should go for the kills if possible. They are the ones who want to brawl it out. They want to go for a 50-50 retreat with Washer Paul. One level down. Walkers!
Walkers beat it out. Apro caught on the back spot, able to go for the pin down as well, but still it's going to be the turtle. Taken by Washer Paul. Cars flickering out the safety as EVOS get the trade just on the roam.
Who won that trade, Arashi?
I feel like it's an even trade, but look at what Albert is doing. He wants to get something more, but he's way too low. Washer Paul, though. Albert? Oh, Albert? Buddy, whoa!
The retreat could taunt to cancel it out. He will sacrifice his life for Albert, who made a very weird decision. And Na'Vi are in the lead now.
A greedy decision there. No HP available. Teammates aren't backing him up, and he still tried to walk up towards the purple. I know that Washer Paul hasn't really been showing the greatest retries, you know, but that was a greedy play, dude. And again, for Na'Vi, you have all this power, right? All this dynamic kill ability with the Paquito, with the Feather Airstrike again, forcing out the Black Shoes. Don't go for the 50-50s. Go for the pickoffs. Go for the fights first, because you can kind of catch EVOS off guard if you do it right.
As time ticks, this Pharsa and this Harith will be such a menace to deal with. But for EVOS, do they have that late game insurance in their hands, Hirashi?
Oh, for sure, man. With the Lilia, have you seen the AoE DPS a Lilia can output? With the Granger also scaling more with farm, the way his passive works, right? More Death Sonatas and Rhapsodies with the passive stacked up with farm. They can really do a lot of damage in the late game. They just don't have burst and Afro.
Okay, let's start with the AOG. But yeah, he needs to respect this anti-regen, dude. He's been walking up a bit too aggressively, and you gotta understand that Na'Vi also have damage. It's not just, you know, the anti-regen. Power the scaling up, like you said. Cars up top though, knockout strike, power wave. To get out. Yeah, Albert, I think, wants to be a bit more active if possible, but he really hasn't been allowed to, right? He's just farming up as much as possible, and he actually has an EXP lead that he's been able to maintain against Washer Paul. So when it comes down to the neutral objective, EVOS is doing great right here. I feel like for both teams, it's a game of chicken. I'm like, okay, who's gonna pull the trigger here? Are you going for a 50-50? Are you going on to try and go for kills, right? Because if you hesitate and you make the bad move at the wrong time, you might just lose it all, right? So both teams are just feinting for the neutral objective and potentially going for a pick-off if it's possible. And for Na'Vi, it's way more possible. Look at Cars already waiting on the wings. Able to taunt already. Washer Paul walks in, but it's going to be Albert who wins out the retreat battle again. Cars caught on the tough spot, able to go for the knockout strike again as Na'Vi disengage on the other side of the map. EVOS, a bit too much artillery, appraiser's draft, dealing a lot of damage, but Albert's now caught, pinned down as well. AOG locks Apro down. Erlan gets the kill.
The White Tigers finally able to show their fangs after what was a hellish first 5 minutes for EVOS to play with. And now V finally with holes in their compositions, but it's still not safe enough because you can see the damage output very high. Sive, again, as the Harith will just scale as time goes by.
And Shiva has been playing pretty passive. I mean, even there, when there's a bit of a skirmish and there's a potential for Shiva to kind of pick something up, he didn't put the Zaman Force at all here. So I'm curious to see how the comms are going right here for Na'Vi. But Shiva using the Zaman Force, taking on the turret immediately. Great moves there, trading turrets for both teams. Again, this is very, very close. Only 100 gold difference from both teams.
Apro, Albert, on a tough spot, doesn't have flicker. They'll be able to dash away now as Ronald goes for the chase. Now Washer Paul tries there, but out of Cerezo. Cuts him in the back with a curtain call. And AOG lands on Washer Paul. But that's Sonata not landing, barely out of range. Cars goes in on Roundo. Purify out though. Shiva and Cars with a flicker. Wow. Good display from Na'Vi. They get a trade back, and it's the mid laner in for 2 tanks.
And that's Cars, the XP laner reborn, finally able to shove his fists on towards Roundel. That's the first kill for him, and now the game flagged by GoPay. Fredrin becomes Albert's 4th most big hero in his MPL ID career with a total of 19 picks and a 68.42% win rate. So hey, still pretty high for the EVOS fans to cling on.
Yeah, I mean, the Fredrin, especially back then when it's still meta. Dude, it's a whole different kind of Fredrin. But yes, right now, the gold lead kind of widening for EVOS. That's great. They have to be careful again of the burst damage. That's the only issue. If they're able to read through Na'Vi and their playmaking tools, if they can read out where Cars is going to attempt to go for a one-shot, if they can engage like they did earlier when X-Magic's Feathered Airstrike is down, they can definitely get the better of Na'Vi here because even though their healing is reduced, they have more healing compared to Na'Vi, right? And that's something that they can use to their advantage.
Hey,
Afro?
the position here. Apro still holding Chorizo down in the bottom lane. There's already Cars rotating over to Ton, over to Cars too! And he's gonna be able to get a knockout strike down, but he's gonna fall to Key! Now Zaman Force over to Ton also! Shiva is just crazy with it! Now dodging away! Apro looks for the pin, but won't be able to find it. Erlan getting free shots everywhere! Chorizo gets another 4 for 2 in the end. X-Magic, can he defend? I think the better question is, can EVOS just go for Lord Free? Yeah.
The White Tigers roar back to life. It's Erlan. Again, the main man for EVOS. Finally able to get Shackles free from his hand. That was Na'Vi again, looking for that play, like you said, Cars. If they're able to identify where Cars is, it's basically game over if they also can catch Siva at the same time. So now Na'Vi, are they only going to rely on that one-dimensional play where Cars goes in for a surprise pick-off from a bush?
Well, technically, it's not a one-dimensional play. Na'Vi are the ones who have to kind of show off different looks. They have to kind of put Cars above EVOS, below EVOS, behind EVOS. They gotta be creative with it to make sure that Key and Albert don't find them. Because if they do, as you can see here, the Paquito with only a Brute Force as a defensive option cannot survive against the long-range burst coming in from the Granger, from Chorizo as well in the 1v1. So Na'Vi just has to be a bit more unpredictable if they really want to get a decisively better team fight. EVOS, it's all about being careful. It's all about being methodical and clearing out these bushes. Because as you can see, there's so much experience behind Albert and Key. They can find you, man, unless you get really creative.
Now, the siege onto the base, still First Lord, so it won't bite as much. But it's still good damage for EVOS. They're going to plunder everything they can from the base of Na'Vi. That passive as well from the turret, broken down. And the Holy Crystal for Sive, will this be the power spike he's looking for?
The airstrike threw up the waves already. Worship Paul just in front as Cars walks up as well. The wave dealt with, but it's going to be the bottom lane again for EVOS. Ooh. Force Taunt already coming down with the Purify out already too. Heat taking a half up top, another Holy Shield taken down. So Na'Vi have lost all 3 Holy Shields.
But they're able to maintain their 3 structures in the base right now. Like you mentioned, realize Shiva has a Holy Crystal, so his damage is going to be more and more, efficient. Yep. It can't really be ignored by EVOS, and if he dives to the back at the right moment, it could be dangerous for Erlan. Whoa!
Cars with a lot of damage over to Chorizo with a power wave. That's the knockout strike, ladies and gentlemen, of the skin used by Cars.
Yeah, Terry Bogard.
Terry Bogard.
Exactly, man. He's got a power wave.
Power wave.
And it's been very critical for Na'Vi's success in this game so far. 4K gold advantage for EVOS. Not something that Na'Vi can't come back from. But again, they have to plan their moves efficiently, especially when the neutral objective is up. That is where EVOS are trying to go back and forth, bait out these big ultimates, and use their regen advantage. Because look at their composition, man. Chorizo, Albert, and Erlan, all, and Key technically, can all heal up. And if that keeps happening, right, then Na'Vi are the ones who have to go for an all-in. They can't really go for half measures.
And I like how this Lilia also acts kind of like a zoning tool for EVOS too. Just push Na'Vi. Hey.
What? That is...
See you with the Maniac! Hey,
what happened?
Act, pretend, Na'Vi!
They came out of nowhere!
With a Maniac!
A Maniac from out of nowhere! What was that? Was that a minion kill?
Quite literally out of nowhere.
4 million kills count as a Maniac now, but late, Lord
Is that foreshadowing though?
For EVOS, that might be true.
Could it happen?
Maybe
Final destination.
Ours, good position. A very far flank around, but the position won't be made of use by Na'Vi. It's just a free one. No Maniac as of yet.
No, still not, but hey, we can still wait for a few minutes to the end of the game, but Lord secured and Cars working his way in the side lane. We have seen him pull off miracles with the Paquito, that game against Onyx.
Yep.
That comeback, that might probably be replicated, but hey, EVOS, they're coming in full power now.
Oh,
Magic.
careful, buddy.
Gotta be real careful with the wings by wings there. And they will just try to clear up top. Airline walking up as well with a conceal of Key. Cannon to take it down. That's a taunt over to Alpro. Alpro looking for the play against Arizo. Pops in the curtain call and locks Chive and Alpro down. Alpro with a taunt again. Airline free shots, but the airstrike takes Airline. Half HP. Cars is in the flank and it makes EVOS flinch. They back away instead and they're unable to utilize the Lord in the mid lane. They can go for the next few waves though in the bottom lane and up top.
Divine Glaive completed for Shive, by the way. Watch out for that damage. They're trying to clear the wave still. Albert!
Oh! Double top with the curtain call. AOG! Locks Cars down! The flicker right into the holdout. After with the flicker out to safety for the airstrike coming down. Out T! Takes him low. Albert to cancel on that feathered airstrike. Worship Paul melted down by the man Torizo. And it is the second base turret to fall up top. Another one in the bottom lane. But EVO say we've had enough.
Na'Vi is crumbling. Will 0-17 be a fruition from them? Because so far it's looking bleak in EVOS. They don't want to stop anytime soon.
That's a silver lining for Na'Vi though. The fact that their base tower that's still up is actually the one on the far side away from the Lord. There's an there's an angle here that they're able to play that macro game, and that is something that seems to be the intention from Cars. But look at Torizo. 1v2ing.
Beat it out the curtain calls him on force over as well. Worship Paul just standing there. Ooh, it's the front line. That's it. Na'Vi, can they defend the bottom lane? That's a taunt over from Key, holding it down. Actually does. Oh my god, Apro! He doesn't go into it! And Roundel gets away in the end with a trade back as Erlan gets the shot.
So unfortunate, man. That's the power of the black shoes. He was done there, but he has a second chance at life. And keep in mind, he still had the Purify, so that was all calculated by Roundel. Na'Vi just could not get the value play. They're trying to clear now again. EVOS, can they force this down?
Trying to. They're dancing with death. They get the turret. 20 seconds to Lord. I think they're going to play the long game and play it in a much more calculated fashion, giving time and space for Na'Vi to breathe. The EVOS escape death again. That was Roundel cheating death. Like Harry Houdini. Still has a Purify, but still kill us. So at least, again, you could see how the Lilia is being used to its maximum potential, just zoning around against Na'Vi, adding that DPS burst damage like you said, Arashi. And now EVOS, they want to pander onto the Lord.
All right, we'll see how this goes, man. Shiva is full items, I believe, with the concentrated energy just completed. Oh, look at damage!
Massive damage, but no resources spent. Key caught in the bad spot. Shield Unity locking him down as well. Now he's getting the pin down, but Key is able to get the taunt in time. EVOS have very low HP bars on Key and Roundel. Roundel has the black shoe, so he can just... Oh! Aura, the legend, you're watching.
Hey, the MVP.
Looking at his X team, doing well right here.
Yep.
All right, no base towers for Na'Vi though, and they're still trying to find something as Shiva is the one even getting close to the front lines here. Creative moves by Na'Vi to even send Afro towards the back there. They're aiming for some kind of flank to try and catch Erlan or catch Roundel off guard. Because the Lilia's weakness is that you can't really run away and then black shoes, because then you would, get closer to the front. But look at this, Wax Magic!
It's away just in time, but watch your Paul will be sacrificed for free! Shiva has the Purify, doesn't even use it! Gets gunned down by Erlan! Do they read where Alpro is? X-Magic has the feather airstrike. Cars is trying his darn best in the bottom lane to clear out the waves. 2 knockout strikes now with a bit more sustain with skill 1. Can Na'Vi defend? Cars with a curtain call already. Cerizo's melting him down. The AOG stops X-Magic in the front. Alpro falling.
It's over.
EVOS get the 2-0. Clean sweep.